The Bible, a book loved by many, tells the story of God and people. It is a collection of sacred texts and scriptures that have been cherished for centuries. These texts have shaped cultures, inspired countless individuals, and provided a moral compass for many societies. The Bible is not just a religious book, it is a historical document that offers insights into the lives and times of ancient civilizations. It talks about countries and empires, kings and prophets, all part of God's big plan. From the mighty empires of Egypt and Babylon to the small yet significant kingdom of Israel, the Bible paints a vivid picture of the ancient world. The stories of kings like David and Solomon, prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah, and the rise and fall of great empires are all woven into its narrative. But one country's place in this old book is still a mystery: China. Despite the Bible's extensive coverage of various regions and peoples, China remains conspicuously absent from its pages. This absence has puzzled scholars and theologians for years. How could such a vast and influential civilization be missing from a book that claims to cover the history of the world? The word China isn't in the Bible, but there are interesting clues that it might be connected to the biblical world. Some scholars believe that certain references in the Bible might hint at ancient China. For instance, the mention of the land of Sinim in the book of Isaiah has been interpreted by some as a reference to China. Additionally, ancient trade routes, such as the Silk Road, connected the Middle East with the Far East, suggesting possible interactions between these regions. Could there be secret mentions of China hidden in the scriptures? Some researchers have even used advanced techniques like UV light to uncover hidden texts and annotations in ancient manuscripts. These hidden texts might hold the key to understanding China's place in the biblical narrative. The possibility of discovering new connections between China and the Bible is both exciting and intriguing. This video explores the history, geography, and language to find out. By examining historical maps, studying ancient texts, and analyzing linguistic clues, we aim to uncover the hidden links between China and the Bible. Our journey will take us through centuries of history, across vast distances, and into the minds of ancient scholars and explorers. We'll look at old trade routes, study Bible prophecies, and discover the history of Christianity in China. The Silk Road, for instance, was a major trade route that facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between the East and the West. Along this route, we find evidence of early Christian communities in China, suggesting that the message of the Bible reached far beyond its traditional boundaries. We'll travel from the Middle East to the Far East, trying to understand the mysterious connection between China and the Bible. Our journey will take us from the ancient cities of the Middle East, through the deserts and mountains of Central Asia, and into the heart of China. Along the way, we'll explore the cultural and historical ties that might link these two great civilizations. Join us as we explore this fascinating topic, trying to find the links between China and the Bible's ancient stories. We'll meet with scholars, visit archaeological sites, and delve into ancient texts to uncover the truth. This exploration is not just about finding answers, but about asking new questions and opening up new avenues of inquiry. We're not trying to give all the answers, but to make you curious and help you understand. Our goal is to spark curiosity and encourage further exploration. The relationship between China and the Bible is a complex and multifaceted topic, and we hope to provide a starting point for your own journey of discovery. The Bible's message, though old, is for everyone, everywhere. Its teachings transcend time and place, offering wisdom and guidance to people of all cultures and backgrounds. Whether you're a scholar, a believer, or simply curious, the Bible has something to offer you. Join us as we explore its timeless message and its potential connections to the ancient civilization of China. The Bible mostly focuses on God's promise to Israel, so some people think other countries aren't important in it. However, this perspective overlooks the interconnected nature of the ancient world. The Bible, while centered on Israel, does not exist in a vacuum. It was written in a time when nations were constantly interacting through trade, war, and diplomacy. But that forgets how connected the ancient world was. Trade routes crisscrossed continents, and ideas, goods, and people moved along these paths, creating a web of connections that linked distant lands. People back then knew about faraway lands. Merchants and travelers brought back stories and goods from places that seemed exotic and mysterious. These interactions influence cultures and even the stories that were told and written down. Even though China isn't in the Bible, some parts have interesting clues that make people wonder about a connection. Scholars have long debated the presence of references to distant lands in biblical texts, suggesting that the authors might have had some knowledge of places far beyond their immediate surroundings. These ideas, based on history, geography, and language, give us hints about a possible link between the Bible and ancient China. By examining ancient texts and maps, historians and linguists try to piece together these connections, offering intriguing possibilities about the extent of ancient knowledge and interaction. One clue is in the book of Isaiah, where it talks about a faraway land called Sinim. Could this be China? The mention of Sinim has sparked much debate, with some scholars suggesting it refers to a region in the Far East, possibly China, while others argue for different interpretations. We'll look at the words and places in the next part. By delving deeper into the language and context of these references, we can better understand what the ancient authors might have known about distant lands. Also, there's Magog, a huge area in northern Asia. This region is often mentioned in biblical prophecies and has been the subject of much speculation regarding its exact location and significance. This area, which might have included parts of China, is in prophecies about the end of the world. The prophecies involving Magog are particularly intriguing as they suggest a significant role for this region in the unfolding of future events. This makes us wonder if China has a part in the Bible story. As we continue to explore these potential references, we open up new avenues of understanding about the ancient world and its interconnectedness, challenging our assumptions and expanding our knowledge. The book of Isaiah, written a long time ago, has a part that makes people wonder about China and the Bible. This ancient text, revered by many, holds secrets and mysteries that continue to intrigue scholars and enthusiasts alike. The passage in question has sparked debates and discussions for centuries, drawing connections between distant lands and ancient civilizations. Isaiah 49:12 says, "See, these are coming from far away, from the north and the west, and these from the land of Sinim." This verse has been the focal point of much curiosity and speculation. The mention of Sinim has led many to ponder its true meaning and the geographical location it refers to. The word Sinim has puzzled many people. Scholars have spent countless hours poring over ancient texts, trying to decipher its meaning. Theories abound, each one offering a different perspective on this enigmatic term. Some think it means Siena, an old city in Egypt. This interpretation is based on historical and linguistic evidence that links the term to this ancient Egyptian city. Siena, known today as Aswan, was a significant location in antiquity, serving as a gateway to the African continent. But others have a more exciting idea that Sinim might be an old Hebrew word for Sinai, which is like the word Qin. This theory suggests a connection to ancient China, specifically the Qin dynasty, which played a crucial role in unifying the country. The Qin dynasty united China a long time ago. This period marked a significant transformation in Chinese history, laying the foundation for the nation's future development. The idea that Isaiah might have known about this distant land is both fascinating and thought-provoking. This connection, while not certain, makes us think that Isaiah might have known about a faraway land in the east, which we now call China. The possibility that ancient Hebrews had knowledge of China opens up new avenues for understanding historical interactions and cultural exchanges. This idea is stronger because old Roman and Greek writers called China Sinai. These historical records provide additional support for the theory that Sinim refers to China, highlighting the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. Could Isaiah have learned about this faraway land through trade routes like the Silk Road, which connected east and west? The Silk Road was a vital network of trade routes that facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between distant regions. Or maybe travelers from the east told stories about their home, and these stories reached Isaiah. The sharing of tales and knowledge among travelers could have played a significant role in spreading information about far-off lands. The Silk Road, with its bustling caravans and diverse travelers, was a melting pot of cultures and ideas. It is entirely possible that stories of China reached the ears of those in the West, including the prophet Isaiah. Or maybe travelers from the East told stories about their home, and these stories reached Isaiah. The sharing of tales and knowledge among travelers could have played a significant role in spreading information about far-off lands. The idea that Isaiah might have heard about China through such means adds a layer of intrigue to this ancient text, reminding us of the rich tapestry of human history and the connections that bind us across time and space. Another interesting clue about China might be in the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 38, verse 2 talks about Gog of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Magog isn't China, but where people thought it was long ago makes some think it included parts of China. People thought Magog was a huge area in northern Asia, from Russia to Mongolia and maybe even China. Nomadic tribes like the Scythians lived there. They were great horse riders and warriors. The Scythians and Magog are important because some historians think the Scythians traveled across Asia and reached China. So Magog might have included parts of ancient. Now let's talk about something many people wonder about. China in prophecies about the end of the world. Does China have an important part in these prophecies? Let's find out. Some people think the kings from the east in Revelation 16:12 are China and other Asian countries. This idea has caused a lot of discussion. Prophecy can be complicated and symbolic. Different people understand it differently, so it's good to be open-minded. No matter what part countries might play, Bible prophecy tells us to be ready for the future. So as we think about these things, let's also think about what they teach us about how to live. We may not know all the details, but we should live with faith. What do you think? Could China be important in the end times? It's something to think about. Okay, let's move on. Throughout China's long history, the idea of a highest God has been important. From old philosophies to traditional beliefs, the idea of a greater power guiding everything is a big part of Chinese culture. Old Chinese writings talk about a divine presence, a power beyond our world that influences good and bad, right and wrong. This belief has shaped not just religion, but how people see themselves in the universe. The idea of a highest God is like a bridge between the real world and the spiritual world. It connects everyday life to the mysteries of existence. This bridge isn't just an idea, it's in rituals, ceremonies, and art. By believing in a higher power, people find meaning and purpose in life. This connection between worlds shows how much people want to understand and live in peace. Christianity has been in China for a long time, since the Tang dynasty. Over many years, missionaries have shared the message of Jesus. Even when it was hard, even with difficulties, Christianity has grown in many communities, mixing with local traditions. Today, millions of Chinese people are Christians, adding to China's diverse spiritual landscape. Christianity in China shows that its message is for everyone and that people who believe in it are strong. The message of a highest God, whether in Chinese thought or Christian teachings, is for everyone. It crosses cultures and countries, giving hope and purpose to those who look for it. This message reminds us that even though we are different, we are all part of a bigger story, connected to each other and to God. In a world with lots of fighting and misunderstanding, this message of unity is very important. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Please like and subscribe for more Bible-based content.